Okay, so this episode of The Sinner had all the feels. All the feels. I cried twice during this episode. Not big cries, but tiny tears. The first part that really got to me and was the most effective of the season was when Cora is talking to Detective Ambrose and she's like, "Don't give up on me." And there was such a connection between them where they finally got each other and they're on the same team. I thought that was really touching, and it was showing Cora opening up too and trusting somebody finally in her life, and him trusting her as well. And it was kind of led up perfectly from the scene where she's like, "Why should I trust you? You got to give me more than that." And he says, "I know from the hypnosis session when you mentioned being stuck in the swamp, I've been there stuck in the swamp." I thought that was really, really well done. Great acting from both of them. Bill Pullman and Jessica Biel killed it this episode. The writing was really strong, and I love the pacing of it. And especially those hypnosis scenes. Just felt like something out of a David Fincher movie. I love that feeling of you don't know where her mind's going to go and you're in her mind. The music's great. I love scenes where it's cutting back and forth between her memories and Bill Pullman's character and the doctor. And it just was so awesome how they hyped up to from the first hypnosis session where it was just the doctor. You knew Detective Ambrose was going to come for the second one. And then he just took over, which was great. He wasn't supposed to talk, but he did. And he had to. He did the right thing. He went a little far at the end, but he had to get it out of her. It was almost like he was the tough love kind of person compared to the doctor. But she needed that. She needed a good kick in the butt to snap her through her trauma and get to that. And it's honestly healing her. And she's healing him in a way. They're both healing each other to fight their demons. So it is really coming along, this show, and it's getting better by the week. I also even like the side story with Mason this week, where he goes to go basically get JD back and get him caught for selling drugs when he has a daughter. And that scene, that suspense was great too, because the wife gets a text from JD, and then he's like, "What the hell is that guy doing there?" And Mason's face was perfect. And then he's talking to the cop, and he's like, "Yeah, bring this to the station. It's got fingerprints all over it." And she has the perfect cop reaction. She's like, "You could get killed doing this. You're going into a deep end." And he's kind of just all emotion right now, not thinking straight. He's got the right idea. He's got good intentions. It's easy to root for Mason, but it's funny that they revealed too that she used to date, or not date, but slept with Mason once, and then he didn't look at her again. So it was this like nerdy kind of cop thing. I thought that was kind of cute in a way, shall I say. And also, I thought what was weird about Mason's character this episode was him mentioning a little dig like, "Hey, Cora, don't trust the cops, don't tell them anything." I thought that was a little odd and felt off. Maybe he's like just super paranoid, but it didn't even make sense, his argument towards Cora. Yeah, there's many times you don't trust the cops, but I didn't get his argument about it. So if someone can clarify down below where his head was at during that scene, that was the only thing that didn't like match with me. My only other criticism of this episode, maybe the whole season, was they overdo the music, just like a USA show would do. It's like, pull back a bit. Like, certain scenes, let it breathe. Let Pullman talk to the doctor. Let him talk to Cora without having a like that piano coming in or violins. Just let it breathe more. I feel it more actually without the music. I think it's almost distracting. Music works good with the hypnosis scenes. It's building it up. It works good in spurts. But don't underlay it on important dialogue. Let's let that take its own impact. You don't need the music. It's just distracting. So that would be an editing critique I have. And there's also some jumpy editing here between commercial breaks where it was just like, okay, we're out of the hypnosis, we're back, and he's talking about it. There wasn't like an end to it. So that's my only criticisms of it. But otherwise, phenomenal episode. This season has been so good. It's obviously only one season. And please also, there's a book on this. Do not spoil down below. Someone made a comment the last one, and they put a little spoiler. I deleted it. Let's leave the book talk somewhere else. I haven't read the book, so let's make theories based on just watching the show. Please let me know if you thought this episode. I thought this was great. I'm going to give it a hard 9. So far, the last episodes have been different level. I hope it keeps with the pace. And next week, we see in the preview some crazy detective ladies coming in to kind of shake up this momentum. So you knew that was coming. So I think it's going to add another layer to this to see Pullman go at it with another detective as well. So I'm very excited for that. Please subscribe. I review every episode of The Sinner. Follow me at Steve Varley on Twitter and Instagram. And I'm going to be reviewing an episode. I already said that. I'm going to say it again. Comment below with your thoughts. Keep coming back. I review Game of Thrones, movies, Preacher, and I have celebrity interviews as well. So check those out too.